Okay, recording this week's team meeting. Hello and welcome to everybody coming in from all different areas. Great to have a team meeting every week. You know, we've had some good feedback. Some people say, oh, we need that team meeting every week, and others say, oh, I can't always be on, but I'm so glad it's recorded. So happy about that. And this week we're going to talk about a couple different things that are important for right now. So what I'll do is I'll probably maybe just mute everybody, and then we won't have any issues. And that way everybody can unmute themselves if they would like to say something. That way it's all nice and clear sound. Well, what I think I'm going to start with is maybe just talking a little bit about what's been happening this week. I mean, we're in a great November month. It's been quite a week this week. We've had a BP up north in Brainerd area. We had a BP at Cambria in the Maple Grove area. And then there was a BPS over in Illinois, over in the Rockford, Illinois area, where we actually had not just our team, but another team that's been growing in the area. And we got together, and it was really interesting to have another team that's also building in the United States with a different type of a leader. He was a lot of fun for those of us who met him. That he has been to one of the Minnesota events, but you know, there were so many people, we didn't have a lot of time to talk to him at that time. But I think we've got to know him now quite a bit. Mary, you're in the back of the car, so I can see you're not the one driving, correct? Oh, I'll unmute you. There you go. Backseat driving, Carla. That's backseat. Yeah, because I'm noticing you're not out looking at things. So. Yeah. But you want to? I mean, we have to say it was fun to be able to see. I mean, you and you're in the car with both Ken and Matt, and they all took the 5-6 hour drive there. Oh well. That's what you get for being on the phone. She'll probably come. There she is again. Connection sometimes, Mary. I just wanted you to say a little bit about what you guys got out of it.
I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was a great time to meet everybody. Their team is an awesome team. Ken's nodding his head up here. Matt's got a thumbs up over here. We learned a lot. Like you said, they run their team different than we do, but it was fun to learn what they were doing and hear from them and their speakers. I thought it was a good time. Really something worth doing. But Matt wants to say something.
So, huge thing. I want to reiterate what Alex said over the weekend. He did an amazing job speaking, so if you didn't get to hear that, I'm sorry. First off, because wow, Alex tore it up. But just that factor of controlling your fear and stepping out of your comfort zone. Great job, Alex, and thank you. I needed to hear that.
Woohoo!
Okay, Matt's going back to driving. So yeah, so that was great.
Yeah, I think it was really fun to be able to see that. So, you know, I mean, in some ways they're a different team because it's different people, but in another way, it's just people like you and me. And you could, you know, I mean, they're of different ages, different backgrounds, different things, and yet, you know, they're following the same system. I think it's kind of fun to see Gary, who is the leader of that team. He's very, for those of you who know the different personality things, he's very blue, so he's really woohoo! Let's have fun. And he sure made it a fun weekend. That was for sure. I don't know, Alex and Laura. I think actually for you guys, Laura, you flew in from Colorado for that.
Yes. I thought the whole experience was just amazing. It's just a new experience, and it was awesome to hear people from another team because we all have the same goal. We all loved the company, our products, and it was just so great to hear from so many different people. Everything that I heard was important. I took notes from every single speaker. And what Alex was what he shared was really, really powerful to me and to everyone else. And this experience, it was a lot of fun to be able to do that elsewhere, to make it there, to have the commitment to go places and be part and be involved and stay connected with everything. I thought it was just, it was great to see and to be able to spend time with everyone who went there.
Well, I think too, Laura, what you said was really important too, is some people say to you, oh, you're going to spend money on your business, even if you're not making a lot of money in the business, by flying and attending events and buying the tickets and driving in the gas money and things like that, where you said, it's not spending, it's investing in my business and investing in myself.
That's right.
That really made sense too.
Yes.
A lot of fun. And actually, I can see Arlo and Scott on the road here too. Hey guys. You took the time yourselves. Do you guys want to say anything that you got particularly out of that?
Go ahead. Oh. Music? No, it's not music. Go ahead. Okay. Well, yeah, we had a pretty good time. It was great to meet Gary and find out what their style of meeting, what they're doing for meetings, and how they're doing it. So I learned something from that, and it was great. All the speakers that we had, that what they shared was excellent, and I had a lot of fun. And then for me, I really like going to these events because of what you learn outside in the hallways and sitting around for dinner and getting to know people outside of just, yeah. And what I liked about, the cultures of Zeno is we're one big team, right? And we really felt that this weekend. They're so excited to come up to our Minnesota and the event we have in January. So it's going to be fun when they come up here, and we can show them a few things up here. And it was a blast. It was a great weekend.
Well, I think that is an important thing, because it is one team. And actually, Gary has been in other companies where if you are cross-line from each other, you didn't speak to each other, you didn't talk to each other, you didn't use each other's information or anything. Where here we can say, well, this is what we've learned, and this is what we've learned, and then help each other in the business, cross-line too, and actually be encouraged by each other and root each other on, saying, hey, if you're having success in Wisconsin or Illinois or Michigan, and we're having success in Minnesota or Colorado or other states, that's a positive for Zinzino all around. So it really is about keep learning, the personal development. It was fun to hear Gary's story in direct sales, how he gotten started, and he was a trucker and said, he had 2 days worth of college, left at the lunch break on the third day. And just to hear another person's story, actually, that's one of the things we did spend time on, is hearing more stories, people's business stories, people's product stories. And, it's the stories that keep us in. It's the stories that make us, really build this business and want to keep building the business even when it gets tough. So I know that was an important thing. And yes, we did announce that we're going to have our January kickoff event. And for those of you who want to write it down, it's Saturday, the 26th of January. It'll be in St. Cloud, Minnesota. So people that are out of state, I highly recommend to be making time. Like everybody just said, the events make a difference, just learning. Attending absolutely everything. That's one of the things we talked about. Every BP. I think we had great BPs this week. Anybody want to say anything about attending the BPs? We had actually new people doing new things, more people that had never been up doing things. We're doing emceeing, or we're doing the business presentation or the product presentation or giving their 1-minute stories. Some people really scared to do things, and then they, like we were saying, breaking that fear and doing things anyway and getting out of the comfort zone.
I'm going to just add to that, Carla. I really enjoyed going to the BP and seeing some different things happening, listening to different people talk, and seconding what Arlo had said, like after the BP, hanging around. Same thing with last night at Rockford, hanging around, talking to people, and just really getting to know people one-on-one. That's really where the stories are at. That's really where the team building and the family community begins.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Donna?
Yeah, for us, BP's is a lifeline. It gets you communication with your partners and other partners and stuff, and the training. It's an ongoing education. Stop your education and you stop your growing. So, we go to everyone that we possibly can. We can't totally make them all, but we understand the importance. We were in Amway and Melaleuca, and we learned way back then how important the training is essential for growth.
Mm-hmm.
The excitement rubs off. You've got a new partner that brings. We had a few new people at our last BP. Actually, thanks to the brand new partners that are running in. Leslie brought some, new faces, and that new excitement. It just rubs off, and you get that feel again. And we heard from Jerry and Sue that had been down at the BPS down there with you guys, and they were Marco Poloing us all night, how excited they were and how fired up they got again. And it was so awesome to have that excitement back, and it inspired me again. We go through our, so we got all revved up again. It's like awesome. They're just so excited. And yeah,
it's like getting air back in your balloon,
Mm-hmm.
full again, and then it goes, and it kind of runs out of all the air, and then you go back to the BP, and then boom,
you get full of that helium, and then they start letting the helium out, and they were talking and talking and talking. It's just fun to hear how excited they were.
Actually, one of the things that I was thinking of is many times I talk about this business. When you go to the BPs or you go to an event, it's like your phone. It works just fine, but you need to keep charging it. It doesn't, you have to get in and charge it and charge it and charge it all the time for it to have its full power, And like, even when I was getting ready for the event yesterday, I was in charge of the computer and it just wasn't working right. And it would put the slide up on the screen, and then I'd click to the next one, and then it wouldn't work. And I was thinking, what is going on? And I kept pulling it down, and then it would work, and then it wouldn't work and would work. And I just thought, okay, I was frustrated, and I was like, oh, what is going on? I spent about a half hour to an hour trying to figure this out. And I did something that most people would probably have tried way before what I did. I waited too long, but I decided to restart things. I pushed the restart button on my computer and restarted it, and it booted up, and it was just working 10 times better because I gave it that restart and was able to work right. And that was actually, it was kind of symbolic because our event was the breakthrough event, and we're talking about getting the breakthrough time and restarting yourself. So when you need to restart yourself, it's just about plugging in. And if I have to tell anything right now, on the way home, I kind of was talking to different people about restarting. We've had people that started years ago, and they haven't been active for a while, and they're saying, okay, I want to restart. I want to get started again. Well, that's fine. This is what's great about the business. You can always just push the restart button on yourself and restart everything. And how great to do it when you've got a full charge, getting involved in things. And on the way home, I'm going to recommend this for everybody. If you go to your GoCore app, and there's one of the categories up here is getting started. It's looks like that. Getting started on your GoCore app. It starts out with the different speakers. Brian Clemmer. That is just one of my favorite speeches of all time. And I was kind of surprised that they put it on as the #1. I was thinking, oh, is that more of a leadership thing? But no, it is perfect for getting started. And then Orrin Woodward is up in regards to the ant and the elephant. So important to hear that again and again. Randy Gage had 2 things on. See, I had 6 hours over, 6 hours back. So I was able to listen to it all along the way. And I thought about it because it was so perfect in regards to what Randy says. And I remember him saying these things because I was at these meetings, but it made such a difference to hear it again. Get started with Senzino was just amazing, and making the first circle work. And then it adds up with Big Al on there. But those things, if you haven't been in the business very long, go to that. Watch those. If you feel like you need to be recharged or you need to restart your computer and get everything redone, go to that. Start right there. Make your goal list. Start your name list. Start making phone calls, because it couldn't be the more perfect time. You know, we haven't always talked about all the campaigns that are going on, but November is actually the month where you could be building the biggest business possible, really. There's so much you can be doing in the month of November. You know, even Gary was talking about how this is the time. This is actually the perfect time for people to get started in this month. And so it's up to us to get out there and let them know what we have. You know, the stories we heard. I mean, some of the stories I heard before and other stories I hadn't heard before, and they're just tear-jerking. We have 330 million people who need this, so we need to get out there and do that and get restarted and getting people started. So if you need to, you know, figure out what to be doing or anything, just talk to your upline. You've got a whole system in place. And then there's all the campaigns. And I just think it's so important to reiterate 200%. It's like if your job asked you, do you want your regular wages this month, or would you like to have double wages? I think it's like a no-brainer, right? Well, that's how we should look at this. What would you do to get double wages at your job? What would you do to get a double payout of whatever you're getting paid out for your life? I mean, even if you're business, if you're in your own self-employed business, would you like to double your income? Well, yeah. So it's the 8 action points. If you already have the 8 action points, you've got things to be working on this month to hit those goals. And if you don't have the action points, remember, you've got this month to do them. You don't have to take all month to do them. You can do them. And then it actually goes back to the 1st of November, and you get 200% for everything that's come into your business the entire month. So plus, I think a couple of the fun things to talk about is one of the things that was really fun is I interviewed Ken Betts there, and I know he's in Mary's car somewhere. He doesn't like to be in front of the camera in any way.
He just froze if you said that.
Ugh. Too bad, Ken. I'm mentioning your name even if you're not coming on here, because what I loved about what he said was that
I tried to give him the phone.
No. Oh, that's okay. I don't think if people don't want to, they don't have to. It's your business. You do what you want. But I can tell everybody else what you said because it was good. You said if you had any advice for people who want to go on the director trip, start now. Month of November, this is the month to get started. You know, and what's the best thing you can do for yourself? Make sure you're A team or get up to pro team, because you get director trip points for every month. Ken got on a director trip, which usually people are hitting director for by being the entire year as executive. He hit platinum the last month, the same month that he also got on the director trip, but that wasn't his goal. His goal was to get on the director trip and go to Bali. So I think it's so important to listen to the people who did it. So getting started now on getting those points. You know, if you went out and got eight customers right now, that's 8 director trip points of your 125 also. So look how all the differences are. You know, getting up to 15 personally sponsored partners is getting you that top recruiter pen. Or if you're going to go on the director trip, how about getting not just a regular room? How about getting a suite? Wouldn't that be sweet? By getting 25 personally sponsored partners, starting now is a great time, you know, and just think about it. There's 50 some weeks before that time. Well, that's like a partner every other week. So do a few partner meetings each week and you'd have all those partners. And I bet you would be getting a high up on the levels too, just by putting in that many partners. It would be a big benefit for everybody. Or going up to 40 and going on a special trip with the founders themselves. I mean, this business is so, they have so many campaigns going on so many things. And if you really want to get the most out of your 200%, Marco said it to us last week. We've been hearing it from everywhere. Orion was on a live thing for Teams and Zeno. Everybody is saying, this is the month that you can do a lot. Book meetings, tell more people about it, and you can build a big business. It's just about it, and the whole business is up to you. So now the rest of this month, make a plan. I can't reinforce it enough. What is your goal? You can't really hit your goals if you don't have any goals. So it's so important to be listening, learning, and reading, so you're getting this done and then learning the skills that it takes. And you've got a team of people to help you with that. So does anybody have any questions or anything that they would like to add? Now it's real quiet. I see Laura smiling up there. Come on, Laura. You guys did great, by the way, up at the BP, up in Brainerd. You guys rocked it up there. It was so much fun. Diane's been in front of the room more than once, but Laura said she was nervous, and yet she worked that room like a pro. I see that smile. Come on. Did anybody have any questions or anything that they would like to add? People thinking.
I'll see if I can do this and drive, if I can say something.
You just watch the road, dear. Yeah.
I'm going to watch the road. Okay.
Okay.
I want to reiterate that Diane and Laura, you guys were so amazing. I was on Zoom. I was sick that night, but I stayed on Zoom, and I just want to say, you just inspired other people too. I had other people say the same thing. So thank you for doing a great job. Second of all, yeah, this is the month to do it. My plan is to sit down now, and I want to figure out how many director trip points I shoot for every single month for the next 12 months. That's an important thing, and I love that goal. Thanks for saying that. Ken, wherever you are, start now, and that's what I'm going to encourage my partners to do too. So I know that wasn't much to say, but I just wanted to say something.
No, but I think it's really important, Marcy. It really is, because it makes sense to start now. You don't know when you start looking at the plan and you've got all these months, you know, if you're close to A team, hit that A team or get up there anyway. It's going to build your business. There's so many benefits at A team. Actually, that's what Jim Ring went through, of the benefits of all the customer points. Getting up there to Pro Team, getting 50 customers. You know, that makes so much difference for director trip points too, because if at 18 you're getting 1 director point every month, and at Pro Team at 50 you're getting 3 every month. That's a big difference. And sometimes if you're just 1 point lower, you know, and you don't want to like start looking at your points in January, February, and March, you actually start today. And you know what? Those director trips, I cannot tell you how amazing they are. Donna, you'll have to say a little bit about those director trips because it's like royalty.
You know, I honestly had never really dreamt about going overseas because I just thought Jeff and I could never really work it out. And once we were on, well, first of all, it was leadership, but then when we went on those director trips, it's breathtaking. I can remember the very first director trip that we took, and I'm going to cry here because we walked out in Tenerife, Spain, and when we got off the little shuttle, they're holding the little things up with the glasses of champagne, and we walked on a red carpet and through the restaurant and out to this scene that I have never experienced before. It was like on a cliff. I know it wasn't a cliff, but
it was a cliff on the top of it.
Oh, and out there you saw the ocean and the lights and the beauty, just treated like royalty. But then when you went back to your room, it's like, you almost felt a little guilty. I do not deserve a room like this. A huge room. Actually, Jeff and I had our own showers. and they gave you the soft, cushy robes and the slippers and the little, to be treated like that, it's just something else. It's just something else. And if I can say, you know, I've been listening and hearing, and you know, life happens and things go on, and it killed me not to make it to that BPS because we very seldom miss anything. But our granddaughter had a gymnastic meet, and I just couldn't say no. And well, she went, and oh my gosh, she beat the top girl that she's been. It was just totally amazing. Not but it was such a big thing for her to do that. So I'm so glad I was present there. But here's the thing about that. Staying connected to me is so important because life happens, and it happens to everybody at different times. You know, things go on, and you just, your heart. Last week, I'm going to tell you, last week, so many of our meetings were canceled and I was down, but then to listen to, and then to go to my granddaughter's gymnastic meet, but then to listen to the gals that were at the BPS with Carla and all of you guys down there, it just brought that feeling again, the inspiration again. So I think it's really, really, really important to stay connected, so connected with your team. That's what we're here for, to inspire each other, you know, when we're feeling those things in our gut. So yeah, I can't wait to hear Alex's. I've heard so many things about Alex's speech, so I do want to go on here and find it. I saw it for a second, but was unable to hear it on our drive. So I want to hear that. It just is so exciting to me.
Awesome. Well, I'm a picture person. And when I think of team, I think of like a net that's intertwined, and the stronger the net, because one of those, you know, cords can't carry a whole bunch, but when you put so much together, it can carry a lot of weight. You know, and that's where we kind of work together. Some people have issues with one thing and others have something here, and we as a team can build each other up and hold each other up and keep each other going in this business. I love that feeling of being a part of a team that is actually inspiring change in life in more than one way. And
together, everyone achieves more.
And the other teams that are building, you know, there's different personalities, there's different people involved, and yet we're building one team, supporting each other. And we ended the day saying, you know, we know all these stories going on overseas. We hear all these different stories of a lot of people having a lot of momentum. And we know one thing, that if we're gonna, whatever race we're gonna do, as long as you keep moving forward, we'll always finish the race. Now, I think the only thing we can do is continue to move forward and continue to move forward and continue to move forward and lock arms like that net so that we can help each other out in the hard times and say, hey, we've got this. Because that way, that kind of makes us as this bulletproof team of there's nothing that's going to take us down. We're going to march forward. We know our products inspire, they change, they're life-changing. And then our business, we are definitely involved in number one. I mean, just to hear Gary's story, who has been in other companies, and actually when he found Enzino, it's also the company he wants to build for life in. It just love to hear that. So we all decided it's time for the USA to really start to hit momentum, supporting each other, cross-line, upline, downline, and in a positive way of bringing each other up and not pulling each other down, not being negative about anybody. If you're not happy with somebody, there's no reason to spread negativity. Let's pull each other up. Let's be positive about each other and really encourage each other and be great, is fantastic about everybody's success, because that's where this business is going to go. It's about everybody together, everybody achieving more, as Donna said. Love it. We just need to keep moving forward and we'll get there. So I love to just touch base with that, and I think we just need to continue listening and reading. And if you need to be recharged or restarted, go onto your GoCore app, find the Get Started section of that theme and start from the beginning, listen to those, and you can even send me a text saying what you thought of that. Send it on Messenger, because it really is, again, it just reinforces and it just gets you charged up. I love events. I'm an event junkie. It gets me so full of energy. But then every week, let's stay plugged in, have your team members come on. Let's have more meetings this week than we've ever had before so that we can have the best month ever in your business. Sound good?
Sounds awesome.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I'll unmute everybody here. Oh, I can hear everybody driving, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Meetings galore.
Everybody there. Fantastic. Well,
Everybody. So make sure you pick up the stuff that's on the table and wipe down the counters when you make food.
I think it's been forever. Wiping down the counters. Okay. Well, have a great Sunday afternoon, everyone. Looking forward to helping everybody have the best November.
I don't know if he has a minute.
Woohoo! Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.